Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 25. Today is going to be about interceding for complete knuckleheads. Now, this is traditionally understood as the golden calf story, but I see something different here today, which is really a story about the intercession of Moses. Now, what's intercession? Asking for others when they cannot ask, acting for them when they cannot act, remembering them when they have forgotten, remembering for them when they have forgotten, and when they have lost their standing before God, to stand for them. This is from Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 13. Furthermore, the Lord said to me, I have seen this people. They're on top of the Mount Sinai. The Lord sees, Moses doesn't see yet. The Lord said, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stubborn people. Yet let me alone that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven. And I will make of you, Moses, a nation mightier and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mountain, and the mountain was burning with fire. And the 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, you had sinned against your Lord. You had made yourselves a golden calves. You had turned aside quickly from the way that the Lord had commanded you. So Moses, the people that Moses has led, have violated commandment number 1 and 2. They've turned aside. They've built an image. They've valued it with gold. They've rebelled against the commandments. They didn't believe him. They didn't obey him. They were stubborn. They were wicked. And they were sinful. But then Moses intercedes. Verse 17. So I took hold of the 2 tablets, and I threw them out of my 2 hands and broke them before your eyes. And I lay prostrate before the Lord as before for 40 days and 40 nights. He had just spent 40 days and 40 nights with the Lord on Mount Sinai. I neither ate bread or drank water because of all the sin you had committed in doing what was evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and the hot displeasure that the Lord bore against you, so that he was ready to destroy you. But the Lord listened to me that time also. And the Lord was so angry with Aaron that he was ready to destroy him. And I prayed for Aaron also at the same time. Then I took the sinful thing, the calf that you had made, and burned it with fire, crushed it, grinded it very small until fine as dust, and then I threw the dust into the brook that ran down from the mountain. And I prayed to the Lord, O Lord God, do not destroy your people and your heritage. This is verse 26. Whom you have redeemed with your greatness, whom you have brought out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Do not regard the stubbornness of this people or their wickedness or their sin, lest the land from which you brought us say, because the Lord was not able to bring them into the land he promised. So absent this intercession, all of human history is changed. So what's intercession? It's speaking for a person who cannot or will not speak for themselves. It might be a child, the elderly, a sick person, the unborn, or the injured. It might just be someone who's innocently ignorant, or in this case, that have lost their minds to knuckleheadism. So Moses says, I'm going to intercede for a person or a people that cannot speak for themselves because of their current standing. And here Moses speaks for a people that not only have wronged the Lord, but have wronged him personally. They've personally rejected him and his efforts and his leadership. Yet he stands in the breach of his people, this people. He fasts, he prostrates himself before the Lord, and he knows that these people are totally guilty. They're caught with their pants down, and commentators think actually that the shenanigans of the calf involved both the usurpation of leadership, but also some sexual sins, rebelling against the Lord. It was really bad. It was so bad that that Moses says he's afraid of the anger and the hot displeasure that the Lord bore against you. So let's think about this today. Who can you intercede for? Who does the Lord bring to mind? Who's lost their standing before God? Maybe who do you love enough to take the hit and intercede for them? So what innocent person can you speak for? What totally guilty person can you speak for? Now, for sure they've wronged God, and possibly, even probably they've wronged you too. And who are you afraid that the Lord's hot displeasure burns against? Maybe somebody in your circle. And we are not asking that the Lord change his character. You know, he's figured out this way that he can maintain his justice and punish sin appropriately while also being the justifier. He can take the punishment upon himself in Jesus, read Hebrews, to make the knucklehead sinner stand as if without sin. So for who would you ask that great exchange? Moses asks humbly for his fellow Jews. And they're not a pretty lot, they're at least not right now. They're rebelling, they didn't believe, they didn't obey, they were stubborn, the wicked, sinful. He actually handles the idol for those who can't handle it themselves. So spiritual leadership is to stand in the gap for people when they refuse to be led. They refuse even to be interceded for. So when we intercede for those who don't deserve it, who will not have it in a sense. And he stands for those who cannot or will not yield to God right now. So here's my prayer for today. Lord, please help us to think of a person or two or three who we can ask for them when they cannot ask, and act for them because they cannot act, and remember for them for something that they have forgotten. And that we can stand for those who have lost their standing for God, that we can humbly stand before God on their behalf. So today, let's intercede for somebody. Thanks for listening.